Greeting YouTubers. You know, over the past summer, I've been watching several fix-it channels, and there's one particular channel on YouTube by Musty1. Kind of a wacky guy up in New Hampshire, but an absolutely skilled mechanic. And I've enjoyed his videos. And in tribute to Musty1, I was walking down the road in my neighborhood and saw this old, I guess circa 1997, 1998, about a 21-year-old snowblower, two-cycle, made from a manufacturer up in Cleveland called MTD, probably sold at places like Walmart. This old snowblower, so I thought I would take it apart, see if I could fix it up, clean it, and use it. While I live in Columbus, Ohio, we don't get a lot of snow, and we're at the end of the season, but I thought, oh, this might be a good project, and as a tribute to Musty1, I'll have a go at it. Now, as you can tell, I've taken it apart. I haven't cleaned it. Compression's good. I do get a spark. I did check that. And I did have to fix the pull handle. It had come apart, and there was just the cord, so I did repair that before I got started. As you can tell, I took the carburetor apart, and it is one of those old metal carburetor floats. The float is one of those old metal ones, and it's already got holes in it. I've tried to patch it, but I've got a new carb that I've ordered that we'll put on. So here's the video of my kind of restoration of an old circa 1998 in tribute to Musty1 of a snowblower. The next step's going to be a little tricky to show, but I'm going to come in here and try to remove the old carburetor since I've got another carburetor. And so the first step is to remove this spring that's holding the throttle open and kind of this control arm over here. I'm not going to be able to show you this while I do it, given the tightness of the space of this little two-stroke engine, but that'll be the next step to remove the carburetor. I'll show you when I'm done. Well, you can see the carburetor has been removed. It was a little tricky to get off there. We're looking at the part that goes into the engine. Took some Allen wrenches, and the fit was really tight. One thing to note about this carburetor, it's got a choke run lever that sticks out of the front down here, kind of in this fashion. And we need to make sure that when we put the new one in, that this is long enough, so we may have to extend it if it's not quite long enough. But we'll keep an eye on that. Yeah, this carburetor was probably end of life. I'm going to take a look at it and see if I can pull off a couple of other pieces to it here. So I have the new, on the left you can tell, the new carburetor. And so what I'm going to do now is compare the two carburetors, pull off the pieces from the old carburetor that weren't included on the new carburetor, and kind of get it set up to be mounted onto the motor. So that'll be the next step. Do that comparison and then actually mount it up. Well, the new carburetor has been mounted on the old snowblower. I had to use some of the old parts from the other older carburetor and kind of marry it with the new carburetor. So we'll button it up and get some gas in there, get the gas tank mounted, get it full of gas, and give it a pull or two. I'll let you know how it turns out. While I don't care too much about the cosmetics of the snowblower, since it is over 20 years old, I thought I would clean up the little area where the snow comes out, the little chute. You can see the whole thing here. I thought I would clean that up, get some of that rust out, and possibly repaint it with a flat black. I don't really care what color it is. I just want to make the rust a deterrent, or put the paint on as a deterrent to the rust, and see if we can fix it up a little bit. Well, again, just a quick little spritz of some Rust-Oleum paint here. Again, the idea is to cut down on the surface rust that's there, and to can't really see that, sorry about that. Just kind of touch it up a little bit, and maybe the snow will blow out of there a little bit cleaner now that the rust is gone. So just a little touch up with some Rust-Oleum black spray on some of that surface rust inside the snowblower chute. Oh, that's a little tricky to see. So with everything put back together, it is time to fill it up with some gas and see if we can get her started. Everything looks pretty good. Let's see if it'll now work. A good test of the new carburetor and the cleanup of the free snowblower. Well, let's give the primer a couple of squirts here. Turn the key on and give it a couple of shots here. I've got the choke in the middle there. Let's see if it starts up. It's been starting up in the middle there. So that wraps it up on the 1997-1998 snowblower rehab. Again, picked it up from a neighbor who was throwing it out on the street. Put a $13 carburetor in it, and it is up and running and ready to go. Again, this video was to pay homage to Musty One, the king of YouTube videos on how to do fixer-uppers, and I was inspired by watching some of his videos this summer. I thought I would give it a try. I'm not much of a mechanic, but I can't put a new carburetor on. So, hope you enjoyed, and I'm looking forward to, or not looking forward to next winter when we have to use this in the snow. Take care, and thanks for watching.